What's up guys, it's TheGearChange here, back with another video, and today I'm going to be going over the top 5 best mods for your XR5 or ST Mark II. So starting off, in my opinion, number 1 has to be the exhaust. I've got an aftermarket system on mine currently. I'll show you guys a before and an after right now of the comparison. I did do a video when I first got the car and it was completely bone stock of what the system sounded like. Compared to most cars on the road, I'd say it's a pretty good stock system. Like, I thought it was decently loud for what it was compared to a lot of other cars. So I'd rate the stock system for what it is, but if you want a bit more noise and a bit more sort of 5-cylinder sound that's got a bit of a better pitch to it, definitely get an aftermarket exhaust. The exhaust I have on mine currently is an Empire Performance high flow catback system. I got mine as I won a giveaway for like $580 roughly. It was somewhere around there, which is pretty good value for money considering how good it sounds, as you guys will see soon. So yeah, that is definitely the number 1 thing to do. I'll show you guys that now. Alright, so as you guys can hear, that is what the XR5 or ST sounded like when it was stock. Pretty quiet, but still pretty good. And now I'll show you what it sounds like currently. So yeah, very, very different. So the second mod that you'll be wanting to do your focus will be a intake of some sort. I have a OEM denied crossover pipe with a ProRam Ram Air intake pod. So I'll flip the camera around and show you guys what it looks like. Oh. So this is the engine bay. The stock air filter will be in this part here. I've got an RS ECU enclosure that I bought, and this is my intake. So definitely a big improvement. I know people are going to probably say in the comments, oh, it's a hot air intake and not a cold air intake, which it probably is, but you know, I do plan on making a box for it that kind of keeps the cool air in here from where the grill sort of sucks it in. So yeah, eventually I'll get like a box sort of set up where it will have more cool air, but the other factor is definitely noise. Like, the noise that I get from just even having this in stock form is crazy. So yeah, I'll show you guys what that sounds like now. So the third mod that you're going to want to do to your XR5 or Focus will definitely be a diverter valve. I've got the Go Fast Bits T9654 on my car. It's a DV Plus or blow-off valve. Makes a massive difference in between shifting times. The boost doesn't seem to drop as much, and also sound is a huge factor. As you guys could hear in that previous clip of the air intake that I shot earlier this morning, the flutter is super good. I've adjusted it to about 2.5 turns, so I get like lots of flutter, but at the high end when I'm kind of pushing the car, I'm getting more of like a psh sort of noise rather than the flutter. But yeah, the low end flutter is just so good, and definitely like a worthwhile mod. It is a tricky thing to install, I will say that. Some people say that you need to put the car up on a hoist or something like that. I did it at home in this spare room, which was pretty tricky, but I managed to get it done with my mate Tyler at the time. We took the wheel off, didn't have to take drive shafts out or anything. I just bought a set of tools from Bunnings. I can link them down below if you guys want to see what they are. It was a 5mm ball joint, like hexagon sort of Allen key, and that kind of helped me get all the bolts out for the fracture one, pull that out safely, and then put the new one in. But yeah, definitely got to be in the top 3 for like the best things to do for an XR5 or Focus. Alright, so coming in at number 4 has to be the 3D printed air scoop that I've got for the XR5. It's from King 3D and PC. I believe he's based out of Adelaide, and he 3D prints basically air intakes and scoops and stuff like that. I think most of the work he does is on Hyundais and a few other models, and the one thing I saw when I was on Facebook, funny enough, was a air scoop for an XR5. I was looking at similar ones in the UK, but with the shipping cost all the way out to me in Australia, it was quite pricey, so I went with someone local. I think it cost me about $100, $110. I can link that down below for you guys as well if you guys want to check it out. But yeah, definitely makes a difference. More so, you know, I'd say in winter or when it's colder. I feel like in summer, like what's happening now, it's kind of getting a bit warmer. I can't really notice a huge difference, but I can definitely, you know, feel that it's making a difference. It's definitely kind of directing more air to the pod. But as I said before, I don't have like a box sort of system. So a lot of the sort of heat will be kind of getting soaked up into that pod filter, but overall it's still pretty damn good. So I'll flip the camera around now and show you guys the actual scoop and where I've mounted it. Alright, so here's the car looking all clean, and this is the scoop here. So you do have to cut your factory slam panel. I've got a video that I can link down below as to when I did the install with the screws and all the bits and pieces you need. But yeah, you can kinda, it's probably too hard to see during the daytime, but you can kinda see the scoop in there. A little bit tricky, but it basically sucks in all the air, obviously, when you're driving through these sort of grill holes here, and sucks it up and in. And as I was saying before, I want to make like a box to kind of direct the cool air to this pod, but overall it's really, really good. I'd say for what I paid, it makes a big difference, especially in the cooler months. But yeah, definitely got to be my top 4 mod for a Focus. Alright, so the 5th and final mod for your Focus, in my opinion, is definitely getting an upgraded head unit. The stock head unit is pretty good. It holds, I think, 6 CD stacker. It's pretty sick. But yeah, it's a bit annoying having to like answer phone calls on it, and obviously you can't like have your maps and everything sort of displayed. So I've chosen at number 5 is definitely getting an upgraded newer head unit. I have a Sony XAV5500. I picked that up from Autobahn about a year ago roughly, and it's so much better. You can have Waze and everything on there, maps and music and everything that you need. Answering phone calls is also a breeze. But yeah, it was pretty easy to put in. It came with everything I needed, so I installed that, and it's just makes life so much easier. So I'll show you guys that now and do like a little sort of showcase of it. Alright, so hopping in the car, let's turn it on. So this is what my head unit looks like currently. I'll shut the door so it doesn't make too much noise. So it takes out where the current one is, and you've got the sort of inlay here. So I've positioned it where it kind of sits out a little bit. But yeah, this is the head unit in its stock form. You can also hook up a rear camera, which is pretty helpful. You've got Bluetooth audio, radio, phone, and USB ports for like music and stuff like that if you want to. And then obviously the Apple CarPlay section. So I'll plug my phone in and show you guys what that looks like now. So yeah, I have a bit of music going in the background from the Apple CarPlay, but yeah, so you got Now Playing, which I guess works with SoundCloud or other sort of things like Apple Music. Your calendar, audiobooks you can listen to, maps, messages, you can phone people really easy. I've also put a little microphone there that I've hooked up, so if someone rings they can actually hear me, of course. And then yeah, Spotify, so you can choose what sort of music you want, so makes it a lot easier kind of seeing what you've got. So definitely you know, a worthwhile upgrade. Makes the car feel a lot newer too. I feel like that sort of stereo kind of makes the car a little bit dated. It also works with the factory controls, these ones here, like the volume and sort of skipping a song, stopping a song, and voice controls as well for like Siri. So yeah, really helpful, and definitely the best mod I'd say for like the interior out of everything. Alright, so that'll do it for the top 5 must-have mods for your Focus XR5 or ST. I'd say some honorable mentions would obviously be coilovers. I don't have them yet, that's next year's goal. And of course, tuning the car. I'm looking at going with Dream Science for mine. I've got all the bolt-ons, so I can go straight to a stage 2 tune. I'll probably go with stage 1 just to kind of see how it goes, and then jump to stage 2 and yeah, see how the car likes it. So that is next year's goal. So yeah, that is my top 5 mods though, I'd say, for your XR5. Some super expensive, some not so expensive, but yeah, I'd say if you get an XR5 straight off the bat, I'd go for an exhaust because it makes a world of difference. It's the first major mod I did on the car, even before the intake or anything else. Like night and day difference. So yeah, I appreciate you guys watching the videos. As I said in the previous one, I just hit 2K, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, be sure to like and subscribe if you like the content, and I'll catch you in the next one.